everyone, welcome to BohoMystic. My name is Marinelly, and if you're new here, welcome. We would love for you to join the fam. And if you're returning, thank you so much. It means so much to me. All right. So today we're doing a pick-a-card reading. We are doing a ties that bind. I had this idea like at 4 in the morning, and I had to wake up and quickly jot it down on my phone. And it specifically was going to revolve around the Places Oracle deck that I have. Yeah, that's how my mind works, and that's how I get messages. So it's really relating to things that are holding us down, or cords that we're just having a difficulty in releasing, or we're just about to do it, but for some reason, there's that one little, I don't know, tinsel of strength, right? That one little tinsel of a cord that's still holding us back. And I really wanted to see what it was for all of us. And I really wanted to dig deeper into that. That's what pulled me out of my dream, I'm assuming. That's what pulled me out of my sleep. I feel this too. I feel like it is poignant, especially during this eclipse season that's now ending, has ended. The energetic frequencies has been so intense for me. I soon realized that with all the progress that I was making and am making, revisiting some of these cords, revisiting some of these attachments is necessary. You know, it's work that never stops. And I know this, but yeah, it just never, it really doesn't stop. And if this is what's being drawn out of me for this video, that means that there are other people who feel the same way, where you feel like you're taking leaps ahead, but then you feel like you're kind of being sucked right back, or to a moment in time that you thought that you had processed really well. And it's like, nope, there's still something more here to learn. There's still something more here to process, to integrate, to break down, and seeing it in a different way, from a more healed way, right? Because our perspectives change with how much growth we've had. And again, if this is what's being drawn from me and came across in the wee hours of the morning, this is Spirit saying, hey, there are more people that feel this way too. Let's talk about it. Bring it to the table. Let's see what's going on. I just hope that this reading gives you kind of, I don't know, insight, or maybe even pinpoints areas that you may have to revisit, or areas that just need a little bit more attention so that you can truly cut those cords. That's what I'm hoping, at least. So I did 3 groups. Yeah, let's get to it. So if you chose the Herkimer diamond, you're in group 1. If you chose the Selenite tower, you're in group 2. My throat is already pinching, and I worry about that. And I'm not sick. Yeah, maybe some of these cords don't want to give up so easily, or it's like they're holding on for dear life, and they don't want to be evaporated from your life. And if it's a person, maybe their energetic ties are really, really, really strong, because I've had to stop already a couple times because of my throat. So as I was going to say, if you chose the Bumblebee Jasper, you're in group 3. This is such a beautiful one. The colors are just amazing. So I'd really appreciate if you could like, subscribe, or share the video with someone that you know that may be going through something similar. I am trying to grow the collective. I think the more of us that there are, the readings have been coming out faster and stronger. So I'm really honored by anyone who is watching the video. Yeah, I'm really excited to grow the community, and I just can't wait to get to know you better. Okay, so let's get started. Group 1. Okay, Group 1, welcome. You chose this amazing Herkimer diamond. This is for you. So when I started today, my ears were so full. I cleansed the space like twice. I just felt like I was underwater, but with a lot of pressure in my ears. And for me, that's definitely ancestral. I've had experiences before that are similar to that, where I walk into a space and my ears just immediately kind of just get muffled and I get really intense pressure. And it's usually that there's spirit around, those across the veil around, or their energy is really, really potent in that area. And I felt that today here. And they're absolutely more than welcome. That's what we're here to do. So I'm not sure which reading this is going to be for that they come through, but I did welcome them. I did ask for my space to be respected. In the end, I just really asked for me to be of service to them and to get their messages clearly and be able to pass them on as efficiently as I could. Maybe this is for you. What ties still bind you? Group 1. So I got what I thought immediately was a butterfly, like a black butterfly. But then it morphed or became clear to me that it was a very large bumblebee. How funny, because we had the bumblebee Jasper in group 3. It's like turning a new leaf. Are you having difficulty in turning a new leaf? I was going to say in your social relationships, but maybe it's love, where you feel like you're stuck in the death process and you still haven't come through yet. You haven't emerged into a magnificent reborn version of yourself yet. That's what I feel like. You're stuck. And that bumblebee is working so hard, but it's also very heavy. I'm not sure if you've seen bumblebees. They're very heavy when they fly. It's like it takes them effort to carry their bodies, right? Maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe a transition, a transformation that you feel should be smoother or shorter is dragging out. And that's why you're still in the evolution of a black butterfly, of its descent, of its death, and you haven't been revived yet into a vibrant butterfly. But what specifically is that tie that's binding you, that's still holding? What tendril is it? I'm not sure yet. Could it be your community? Could it be your family? Becoming independent from your family just came to me. Okay. Pulling away, and it's very hard and very heavy. There's a heaviness to you where you should feel light and airy as a butterfly. All right, group 1. Well, that's already interesting. Let's see what your cards have to say. Ooh. First card. Oh my goodness. All right, sweethearts, it's a butterfly with levity. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay. This is, yeah. And it's a black and white butterfly. And that's what I'm feeling. It's 10 of clubs, which is 10 of wands. And it's like you're carrying, again, what I said, you don't have, and actually, you know, looking at this card, it's the fact that you're carrying those 10 of wands that are very heavy, and where you should have levity, right? Lightness of being, where you feel you should be flittering and fluttering. You have a heaviness. You're not able to do this. This is exactly what I was feeling, and this is exactly what came to me in my meditation. The lighthouse is there and the ship is there. You're going to get there. They're present. It's just, they seem far away though. The ship's all the way over here and the lighthouse is over here, and it's like you're having difficulty in getting to them. But you're stopping to get sustenance from these flowers first to make the trip, because it's a long trek, or you feel like it's a really long ways to go still to that ship, to that lighthouse, to that success, to that breaking away, breaking free. I keep getting that. Breaking away, breaking free, cutting those ties. Okay. And then you have the starborn. And the egg is cracking. It's like as though you know that you should be somewhere else, or you're being called back to where you should go or where you should be. Forget about linear time. It's like you know where your north node is and your dharmic path, and you're trying to get there, but it just seems further and further away the more you try. Interesting. It feels further or seems further away the more you try. Could this be that you are pushing it away with your intense need for it? You're not surrendering to it and just living moment to moment? Are you living in the desire and yearning for this place that you are heading, and in turn pushing it away? Instead of attracting, you're repelling. And then we have the teacher. This is a goddess deck, and she has a gorgeous snake on her head, and she has an owl in the corner. Number 15. All right. You would do well to read more and otherwise learn about those who have worked diligently to attain what you seek and succeeded. It's like finding the Hierophant. Seeking advice from those. It's got seeking counseling, seeking therapy. Because if you're feeling heavy and sluggish, that could also be a sign of potential sadness, right? Overall sadness. Maybe that's more indicative of mental health needs and self-care. We then have the rendezvous point. All right, I need my glasses for this, for sure. So the deck that came to me was this deck, which was the Places Oracle deck. So it's a man on a horse in the rain going down a road, a cobblestone road. It says rendezvous point, meeting place, destiny unfolds, and convergence. And convergence. And he is trudging along, completely soaked with that horse. Again, trudging, heaviness, like you're trudging along. Then we have Othala, home, family, identity of place, culture, ancestors, legacies, stripping to your core self identity, present day house or land, present day family matters. This, again, what I said in the beginning, this could be you cutting ties with family relationships or relationships from your past that no longer serve you, that have kept you down. And then for some reason, you get pulled back. You get pulled back into the quagmire. You get pulled back into drama. With the teacher, I'm getting maybe even your mother. And even with this rendezvous point, again, you may be, again, being pulled back. You go back and get pulled into things that you don't want to, right? It's like you're beleaguered. And you feel like this is a responsibility that you just can't break away from. This is what you were born into. And you're trying to break away from this legacy, or the legacy of family karma, ancestral karma. I said trudgingly and begrudgingly, you go back. And you know you shouldn't, but you still do. Because it's like you don't see them for a while. You have escaped the drama, the incessant drama. That's what I keep getting. And yet somehow you get sucked back. It's like you're in the midst of becoming this butterfly, fully transformed. But you just get sucked back. This is a black and white butterfly. And as I said, the butterfly that came in my vision was a black butterfly. And you're just being reborn into, and then I saw it as like the descent, the shadow of that butterfly. And you're going to be reborn into this beautiful, multi-hued, multicolored butterfly. And you feel like that's happening, right? It's like months go by and you're on your own and you're doing everything you need to do and you're focusing on yourself and your own self-care, but then bam, you get pulled back. So it's just as you're about to emerge into this new self that you're creating for yourself, you get pulled back. That's exactly what I'm getting. And that's so common. Absolutely so common. We're going to get you there, though. That ship is there and that lighthouse is there. And then we have the guide under the teacher. The illuminated path. Yeah. Going back, what did I say? The Hierophant, right? Maybe this is a person that you are reaching out to help guide you through this emotional detachment from, I want to say it's family. I'm getting that very strongly. And then Othala definitely corroborated that. I even get like speaking to someone who you seek spiritual or religious advice from. Again, counselor, therapist, mental health counseling. It's like you're looking for a person to give you permission or to help you give yourself permission to walk away. That you should not feel guilty for putting your needs first or for cutting out toxicity from your life. They're helping you shed, with that snake on her forehead, they're helping you shed those old versions of you, those old stories that you would tell yourself or that you lived by, or old truths, or those old truths that no longer hold water. And they're saying, shed it. You don't need it anymore. And there's a wolf here too, next to her. This could be even someone in your family that's also broken away or has removed themselves, has successfully removed themselves from the toxicity, from the drama, from whatever it is. Could be an older sister, an aunt, someone that you look up to and admire how they have been able to redefine themselves and their lives away from the dysfunction that you may find yourself in. And they can help you down this path to do the same. I mean, again, you would do well to read more or otherwise learn about those who have worked diligently to attain what you seek and succeeded. All right. Wow, guys. The Devil card. Levity, rendezvous point, and the Devil card. This is it. I mean, these are the ties. And then you have the Nine of Wands with Starborn, Othala. Again. And if this is not in the 3D, this is ancestral karmic ties that you are breaking. But I definitely think that they bleed into your 3D reality. You know, generational dysfunction that is very hard to break. And you're trying to do that. And you've been carrying on and you've been holding your own. But it's like you're stuck. It looks like this is a maze, right? And she's coming out of the maze. This is the haunted house mansion or haunted house. The haunted house, terror of the haunted house. There we go. Wow, that was a mouthful. You know, she's coming out of the maze, but I think that you're almost there. You're almost coming out of this maze, but you kind of feel like you're being sucked back as you start seeing that exit from that maze that you've been living and working through. It's like you see the exit, you're almost there, and then all of a sudden you just get sucked back and you don't see it anymore. But you're going to. Again, you are going to be exiting this. We're going to get some advice afterwards. And then we have here with the teacher, the guide, the illuminated path. Okay. We then have the Knight of Pentacles. And again, another owl. They see in the darkness. And there's another owl here. You are being given this sight to see in the darkness. You understand what's happening to you. The collective that's watching pile 1, you're aware of what's going on. You're completely aware of the situation because you're feeling the frustrations of it. I can feel your frustrations. I can feel your disappointment in yourself when you kind of cave to their needs again after not doing so for a while. And then you just feel like, well, maybe they've changed. Maybe it's not going to be so bad this time. Or someone pulls at a heartstring that hasn't been pulled in a while, or they guilt you in some way, shape, or form, and you just fall prey to that. I can feel your frustration. But I want you to know that you are being given sight in the darkness. And when you're given sight of the situation, meaning you now know what's frustrating you, you understand why you're frustrated. That is the sight that you're being given. So if you know what it is that you need to continue working and overcoming, then you can put a plan in place. But I think this is also telling you that you need someone else to help you with it. What did I say about, it's like seeking approval or seeking permission or seeking someone to help you give yourself permission to walk away. And sometimes we need that. People are meant to be in our lives so that they can be the foil for us, right? So that we can make those big decisions. They activate something within us. They push us just a little bit past our comfort zones so that we can then take that plunge. We can make those decisions. And I think that's what you're being called to do. Find someone that you admire or someone in your family who has done what you're trying to do. Or if this is you seeking help for potential emotional instability at this time, you should. That's why we have counselors and therapists and spiritual advisors and life coaches out there. There's nothing demeaning nor weak about accessing those services. So I think that if you seek help regarding this to encourage you to help build your strength and your willpower to truly cut those last tendrils, I think you're going to be able to do it. Then we have the Ace of Cups. I love this. Oh my goodness. The Seven of Swords in reverse. You're going to cut through the deception, and even your own. You're not going to allow yourself to sabotage yourself anymore. You're calling BS on everyone and everything, including yourself and your own motivations of why you allow others to breach your boundaries. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. You're like, not anymore. Or enough is enough. Enough is enough. And there's nothing wrong. I mean, now I want to tell you, this is a judgment-free zone. We all need to get to the point where we say enough is enough. And we all have different breaking points. And I think that you're finally reaching yours. So I am so proud of you. And I know how hard it is. And I can understand the frustration of thinking, oh, I thought I put that to rest. And here it is again. I mean, just like I said in the beginning of this video and what I've gone through, it's like, holy moly, I thought that was done. But now I realize it's because I need to see things through a different lens, a new lens that I've earned, a new lens that I have been gifted. I now need to look at those things in the past with a different lens. And I think you're reaching that point. That's why I had to give those examples. That's why I had to share those examples with you all. And this Ace of Cups is so beautiful. All that light water. And it's like all that light that's spilling from her hand where she's illuminating your path is filling your cup. That's why I'm saying you need to look for someone to help you. Or you possibly have already identified someone. This teacher. And it's work. You have to do the work. The Knight of Pentacles. It's not easy. You know, you can't cut steps. You can't jump steps. You can't just wish for things to be different if you're not willing to do the work. And that's keeping your word to yourself. That's erecting boundaries and enforcing them. That's saying no when you mean no. And yes when you mean yes. But it's being true to yourself even when it's uncomfortable. And that is hard to do, especially if you're a people pleaser, especially if you are easily guilted. That is so hard to do. And the last card we have, is the King of Cups in reverse. All right, I'm going to give you what I got. It's right on top of the Illuminated Path card. And all I saw and understood was that this King of Cups has found himself with darker thoughts. That's the best way I can explain it. Like, this King of Cups is being illuminated to the fact that if he continues down this path or doesn't seek the help that he needs or erects the boundaries he needs or doesn't accept this cup of love, of help, of understanding from someone else, he is going to be a reverse King of Cups. But I didn't get it as though he can't handle his emotions. I got it where he won't be necessarily as nice, or he'll have more impure thoughts. That's what I'm getting. Meaning, he may judge people too quickly now, or he may have poor judgments of others. You know, sometimes when you're unhappy and everything around you is just not turning out the way you want, you may snap at someone. You may not be as graceful with people. You may not give grace so easily to other people. There we go. You know, misery loves company, and that is very freaking true. And I don't want you to become so pessimistic that you kind of color the world in that pessimism and others with that pessimism. And that is what I'm getting. This reading is really awesome. I think we've really teased out what's going on. And I really hope that you're able to identify someone soon who can help you with this, because that, I think, is the key for you to move forward. I would love to hear from you guys. I'm always sending you my best. And I just want to say, please know that levity's coming. That ship is there and that lighthouse is there. It's coming. You're going to have that breakthrough. You're going to be able to cut those ties that still are pestering you. That much I do know is true. All right, guys, all my love. Bye. All right, group 2, you're up. Let's take a look at your cards. So if you guys chose this gorgeous little mini selenite tower, this is for you. It's the little baby of this big one here. Let's see what I can get for you guys. For group 2, please, Spirit. What ties are still binding them, not allowing them to move? All right. So what I got for you was a person swimming down through what I thought was fire originally, but I realized it was water, but it was fire water. It was all red, so definitely the root chakra here and passion. And the person was swimming down through the streams, through the streaking of red and what I understood then to be water. And they were going down to the depths. So you've dug deep. It's like you did a lot of work. You were, and then thinking wands with fire, and it's like you've worked so hard on maybe even something creative or something, a creation. And then the person, when they reached what seemed to be the bottom, they went like this and they grabbed onto something and they turned around with one arm, right? When you're swimming, they had something here. It's like they found what they were looking for and they were turning up and they started swimming up towards the top of the water. And it was all red, streaks of red, streaks of fire in the water. Of course, that's impossible, but this is tarot. The water with cups, the fire, the red, the wands. It's like you've had to manage, or you haven't been able to fully maybe manage your creation and executing it with what and how you love to do things, or with, it's not feeding you emotionally anymore, or you've been really balancing the work. You've been trying to stoke the passion for your creation and not let your desire or your emotional satisfaction wane from it. All right, well, let's take a look and see what comes through in the cards. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I don't have to do it again. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you. First card, we have despair. Oh my goodness, with the 8 of Swords. I can understand that with swimming in such deep depths of water and all that red around them. What did I say? It was very, passion. Passion doesn't necessarily mean passionate in a good sense, right? It could be anger. It could be rage. It could be all these things. But the person found what they were looking for and they were bringing it up, like you were resuscitating a dream. Maybe you're desperate to unveil or to see your creation in the light of day. Oh, this person has a letter on the ground, like as though the news that they read has caused the despair in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you've received a rejection or didn't get. So the tie that is binding you, what you're still bound to, is the desire to succeed with your creation, or what's burning inside of you to be seen and known. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe you were rejected in a love affair. Yeah, I'm getting rejection. Okay. Then we have the Temple. And that was reversed. Again, it's all I got was what you were praying for didn't happen. What you had your heart set on with all the green in the heart chakra and all that water, and you were swimming in the water. But you still had the motivation to go deep and not be afraid of it. But what you were praying for and what you truly wanted did not appear, did not come through, right, with that letter. So maybe that's causing you also to be upset and kind of like dismissive and judgmental of your own beliefs, right? Or, oh, manifestation doesn't work, or self-actualization doesn't work. It's all blah. Because it didn't work out in this one instance for you. I'm getting that too. Like your beliefs are upside down. And that's out of frustration. I understand that. Okay. And then we have the angel. There's peacock. There's like plants on the bottom or leaves, but one of them have eyes like a peacock. And she has a beautiful flower in one hand, reaching up to the heavens. She looks like the angel of temperance, saying that you will shine, you will have your day in the light. You may soon encounter a person or events that will benefit you in ways that seem to have angelic origins. You may be called to be an angel. Number 47, which is an 11, it's on your path. You know, this rejection, this I just got dismissal of dreams. Well, I'm getting such weird things for you guys. This dismissal, this of your prayer, of like, no, is going to be followed up with a big yes, where you will be seen, just not the way that you wanted. Very interesting. And this makes me think of temperance, which of course is, it wasn't the time. Divine time, divine timing is at play here. No one ever wants to hear that. You know, this could be the influence of Saturn and how it's been putting its hand in every single thing that's been happening to us. You may find yourself having actual relief now in achieving those manifestations, those dreams, those prayers being answered. The gym. Fitness training, strength and endurance, gym equipment. It's like, this is all practice. You need to stay strong. Do not despair. You're being called to show restraint and discipline and not allow yourself. I keep covering this up because I don't like the depiction. So, and I also don't want this to be flagged potentially. I think you're being called to show discipline and commitment to this betterment, and to surrender to the fact that because of its divine intervention, it may not be on your terms or how you want it, but it's going to be beautiful and you will shine. So whatever this prayer is, and I definitely think it may be a business opportunity or something that you've created that you want the world to see. That's what I keep getting. It's creation. Maybe it's the creation of a family, of a union, if that's how it's being, if that's what you're after. Finding a person, finding love. It's like the person that's meant for you is being lined up in some way for you. Success that warms your heart, because all I'm seeing is all this green. Green here and green in the green sash on the angel. Success in your dream and in your prayers will be answered and will be given. And that last tie that's still binding you, that's still holding you to resentment, to disappointment, to potentially negative self-talk and self-doubt will be cut. But you're being asked to stay true to your dream, to that prayer. You can't give up on it. Not yet. You're the only group that actually got 2 of these place cards. And that's the deck that I was inspired to use at 4 in the morning. You have street, urban landscape, pedestrian traffic, sidewalks, and crosswalks. Under temple in reverse. The road doesn't end here. You have a few more blocks to go. That's all I'm saying is like the road to your dream, to your prayer, to that wish, to that desire that you did not get yet. Like your first try didn't work out. Your second try didn't work out. But guess what? The road to success is paved with failure, is paved with rejection. It's paved with all these learning lessons. But you're going to get there. You're going to get it. Please don't allow the frustration and the disappointment to block you from moving forward on the street, from moving forward on this road to your dream, to this prayer. You know, there is something about the energetic frequency of desire and longing when it comes to self-actualization, when it comes to manifestation. And if you put out into the universe what you wanted, but you attached it to a desperate longing for it, and you haven't, that would mean that you haven't truly released it into the world, into source, into the ether. It's like you haven't finished the last step in letting it go to be answered. Created a cord that hasn't allowed your desire, your prayer to reach its fullest potential. It's like you kept it on a short leash instead of just letting it go to become fully developed, fully actualized. Maybe this is the cord. Maybe this is the tie that is binding you, that is keeping you bound to this disappointment, to this sadness, to this anger. Because I'm getting anger, I'm getting frustration, I'm getting, this is all BS, I don't care about anything, or it's not real. Like I'm getting throwing in the towel and all these things. And I need to pull back from that. And I also need you to pull back from that. All you have to do is realize that you're the one that's holding the cord. Let it go. Let it go. It's meant to go and unfurl in possibilities for you. But you can't micromanage it or control it once it's out there. And I think you're being asked to release that control or that micromanagement of your own prayer, your own desire, your own dream. Maybe it's so near and dear to you that you don't want to leave anything up to chance. You don't want it to get messed up in some way. Or you think that you know how it should be delivered to you. Or you think that you know exactly how it should be manifested. It works fine and dandy in the in a world where you're not spiritually inclined, right? Like, I wouldn't have this conversation with a person who was not on this path. Because it would be, it would be woo to them. It would be like, oh, okay, well, this person's crazy. That's not how things work. Well, guess what? If you're here, I'm assuming that you have opened yourself up to the idea of the metaphysical, first and foremost, and that you have some desire to understand awakening and self-actualization and all that jazz. So I'm speaking to that person. So when I tell you that that ego and pride and ego, I go back to ego has no place in getting these desires of yours to come to fruition. I'm being completely honest with you. The universe is going to give it to you and bring it to you in ways that are more miraculous than you can imagine. And that is true. And sometimes it comes in a roundabout way, unfortunately. And I've been there. I mean, frustrations are real, especially when you start thinking that you're doing something wrong, that you're not really doing it well, or you're not spiritualizing well enough, or you're not, like, you don't know what you're doing. And I don't know why I'm getting all this, but this is what I'm feeling from you guys. And it's understandable. It is so human, and it's great. It's great because these are the moments that either crack open the truth to all there is, more and more, or it kind of like pushes you to revisit what you're starting to believe in, and to actually see, are you ready for this or not? Are you all in or not? This could definitely be that crux of either you believe or you don't, type of thing. And we all go through different stages. And we all go through moments of saying, this is all phooey. And, this is not real. And, what am I doing? Absolutely been there a million times. But there's a moment when something just changes, and you just have this understanding of how you are so unconditionally loved, and that you are everything and everything is you. And it's very empowering, but there is a huge aspect of truly surrendering to it. And maybe that's where you're heading. It's actually quite beautiful. So these are growing pains, and they're awesome, but they're also super frustrating. And I understand that. And I just feel like it's time now to acknowledge that and start reframing it, though. Because if you only focus on the denser energy of the work, right, of the work, it's going to keep you bogged down. It's going to keep you weighted down and not allow for you to continue ascending at a faster pace. I really hope that what I'm saying is coming across in a cogent way. I think that it will for those that are on this path. And I think I even threw in something for those that, may not be ready to fully surrender themselves to this path. And that's okay. Everybody will do these things and will make these choices on their own time. And that's okay. Absolutely okay. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. The arena. Competitive environment. Oh, we got 3 of these cards. Competitive environment, sporting events, and performance stage under the angel. You're supposed to go to the gym that bridges. Look at this. The street is between them. That bridges you to the arena. And what did I say about the peacock feathers here? You will be shining. There are peacock feathers right here at the end. Your practice makes perfect. Your practice and your growth through adversity, through rejection, through all these frustrations and all that are going to connect you to be on that stage, to perform at this level, to be able to book the arena, to be that star in your life, to have this dream come to fruition. But you don't just go to the gym once. You need to keep going. You need to dedicate and commit yourself to this practice. Now I understand why I had that whole soliloquy about spirituality and practice and all of that. You are being trained, or you're being asked to train yourself so that you can live your dream, your prayer, your goal, your desire to its fullest on this arena, on this stage, at this level. Not everybody can just walk on the field, right? You can't be a football star without practice, without becoming a better and better athlete. You have to learn the game. Yeah, really interesting. And when you look at this, you have despair, the temple in reverse, and the angel. So the connection between both sides is taking this temple, this practice, this belief system, this dedication to whatever it is that you want, and turning it right side up. It's learning how to follow the path that is set before you and that you want. Because if you want to reach the angel, if you want to reach that arena, you have to do the work. I'm going to leave it upright. It's also building your confidence. It's green and yellow, and the yellow is your solar plexus. That's confidence. It's knowing what you have to offer this world and believing that it is of value and that others will be lucky to know you, to see you, to benefit from your creations, benefit from what you have to offer. Not in an egoic way, not in a way of pride, and not in a way, how funny it says, pride and prejudice. Maybe someone's a huge Jane Austen fan. Not in a place of prejudice either, where you think that you're better, or what you have to offer is not that it's better than anyone else's. It's that what you have to offer is needed. Release that safety cord that you left on that dream, on that prayer. Release it. You're holding the tie that's binding you. Release the cord like a balloon. Let it go. And then see your prayers be answered. Oh my gosh. Kanaz. This is your enlightenment. Creativity, enlightenment, clarity, inspiration, harnessed fire, positive changes and knowledge. This is, and I think this reading is also part of the K-Nods experience for you. It's the torch. It's shining light on where it is that you need to go now. How to achieve this. How to move away from this desperation. Now you know that to move away from this desperation, you now know that you need to harness that fire, that passion, that creation, that creativity within you, and move forward in that direction. Like I said, those were flames in the water. The water was red, and you were swimming through that water. And at the end, you actually reached what it was that you wanted. You found what you were looking for and tucked it underneath that one hand and started turning back to come up and surface. You have the torch. You have the light to see where it is that you need to go. It's being given to you very clearly by Spirit here. This is an act of surrendering. This is an act of believing, of truly believing your path and what it is that you plan to believe. What you know is true within you. Because if you're on this path, that means that something awakened something in you. Something awakened something. You had an aha moment. You had a glimpse of the other, of your essence, of your higher self that exists within you. You may have had a dream. You may have been activated by someone else. I don't know. Something activated you or made you aware of this truth, and you've been desperate. You've been potentially even desperately trying to chase that feeling, but you just weren't aware that that feeling didn't come from that person or from that moment. It came from within you, from your observer, from your true self, from your connection of truly what you are and who you are. That, and not the third party or what activated you, is what you're seeking. It's like, don't reach out to replicate that. Reach within you. Tap what's within you. And that will harness the fire that will tap into the life force energy that's around you to manifest your dreams. This is super, super metaphysical, very philosophical, and very intense. I feel like I'm really pulling away from the frustration. I'm pulling away from the desperation. I feel like I'm finding and grounding myself into my core now. Because I felt very animated and kind of like, hey. But I also don't want to be one of those people either. Because you can't. You can't force anyone on this path. You can't. I see that you're so close to achieving some breakthrough that I kind of want to like, hey, you're almost there. But I can't do that either. And I now see that. Because I feel that my higher self, I feel like I'm being pulled in and centered into my solar. I can only hold this light and shine as much as I can. And I need to allow you to do the rest. But I hope that the passion that's even within this reading is something that catapults you and pushes you forward. And I hope that it, like I said, also is part of your K-Nods experience. May it, and what I'm saying, what Spirit is saying, not me, is shedding light on your next steps. Then we have loss, lack, number 34, fear and victimization. Yeah. I think it's the victimization that's really being shown. I fear, how funny is that? I fear that victimization is what's being shown today. Okay. Light is being shed, because I love how the street turned out to be the center card. I'm connecting it with everything. It connects every single card. This is the path. The street is the path. This temple in reverse with the victim card or the lost lack card is what's being shown very evidently here. I think that this group may have felt, and kind of is feeling, again, frustration, disappointment with what they've chosen to put stock in, which is their spiritual path. And you're in a point of self-doubt and kind of lashing out at this spiritual path, for lack of better words, the spiritual path. Let's make the spiritual path, your spiritual beliefs that are brand new, are the person that you're upset with. And I think that the spiritual path or the spiritual beliefs are kind of being scapegoated because things are not exactly how you envision them to be. I think I'm going to leave it there. Because I think that you're now beginning to see that is not the case. That path is there purposely, making things uncomfortable for you so that you can start shedding things that don't serve you. Start shedding limiting self-beliefs and limiting self-talk, so that you can see things more clearly and be able to move forward on this spiritual path. That, again, I want to remind you, you started. So it's kind of like losing hope too soon. And that's normal. Again, it's normal. I'm just here to sort of like tell you, I think this is where you're at, and either you're going to push through or you're not. And ironically, it's going to be okay either one, because everybody has timing. And again, you can't force divine timing, and you also can't force your own free will. Your free will is going to come through and make whatever decision it's going to make. This is very meta, and it's very, it's like seeing yourself in a multi-dimensional way and allowing yourself to make the decision. Do I continue? Do I pick myself up and do I keep going with no caveats and no buts and restrictions? Or am I not ready just yet to do that? That choice is upon you. Yeah. So let's take a look at your tarot. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. It's the confidence. You are slowly, and you need to slowly build your confidence. A Queen of Wands in reverse is just not ready. She thinks she is. I think that there may be a lot of, again, ego and pride. But I think deep down, she knows she's not ready for arena status, right? She knows that she needs to practice and grow as whatever it is that you want to become a little bit more before she's ready. And that's where this divine timing, this temperance card comes in. Because if we go this way, we have the Canas. I'm moving them so that you can see them in my direction. The Canas, the loss and lack, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is definitely not feeling up to snuff. I think this is shedding light very clearly that you are having doubts about your own confidence and ability to shine brightly in whatever this is. So how do we build up your self-esteem? How do we make you the Queen of Wands? And I'm trying to think of like 3D realities and examples. You know, double check your work. If you're a writer, have someone read your work. Talk to an editor. If you're a musician, keep doing some gigs, some local gigs, and getting better and honing your craft. Start small. Maybe self-publish. Maybe start selling your wares at a local public market. Maybe take classes, like art classes or cooking classes, or just classes that will further develop your skills, your repertoire. Join local communities and groups that do what you do to give you honest feedback. Now, if it's trying to build your love relationships and your social environment, get out of the house. You know, get on a dating app. Go on those dates, even if they're horrible. Because if you're not accustomed to talking to people in IRL, in real life, it's really hard to do so. The first person you're going to meet is most likely not the person of your dreams. But lots of little dates or coffee dates or chats here and there are going to allow you to start building up your self-esteem, your confidence in speaking your mind, or just having a dialogue, right, with another person face to face. I mean, that is such a lost art. Sitting down with someone and just talking about, I don't know, pleasantries and getting to know people and explaining who you are and just, again, just, I don't know, maintaining a conversation with another person. Those are very difficult skills to hone when you don't see anyone, when you don't talk to anyone, when you're not around other people in the physical world. Yeah. Practice, practice, practice. And that's going to make you feel more confident. Even if it doesn't get you the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the partner, if it doesn't get you that book contract, that agent, if you don't, immediately, you're at least walking the walk. You're doing what you want to do, what your dream is. You're actually walking the walk. And that, my dear lovelies, is literally one of the most important aspects of manifesting, of self-actualizing. When you start actually living in the footsteps of the roads that you want to walk, that you want to go down. And that feeds your soul, and that will then in turn feed the aura, the output from you to everyone and everything. We are all energy. I'm looking for ways to boost your energy and turn any heavier cords or any potentially negativity into a positive way, into a positive aspect. Let's give you opportunities to be optimistic, not pessimistic. Because pessimism robs everyone of joy. It doesn't just rob you of joy, it robs everyone around you of joy also. All right, let's look at the rest of the tarot. You have another one in reverse. Guys, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Exactly. You need to get out of the house and you need to start networking, is what just came to mind. Start materializing your dreams in the 3D. Whatever it is that you want to do, find small ways to start living that life, some aspect of that life, because you're not going to be a rock star tomorrow. You're going to be you could be a rock star tomorrow in your own life, absolutely. But you know, if it's your dream, you probably want to be a rock star in that arena with 10,000 people. I understand that. But let's find little ways to just start scratching the surface of your desire. And remember, you need to let go of the expectation that you get to manage it and micromanage it and make it happen the way you want it to happen. Release that cord, because I really think this group is binding themselves to that desire. And Source is literally saying, dude, let go. I can take it from here. I don't need more input from you right now. I just need you to go and live your life. Go live the life you want to live. Go be who you want to be. Now, don't wait until I give you something. That is when opportunity and your future meet. Four of Swords. All right, so we have the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords. This is exactly, thank you, Spirit, so much. I am truly grateful. All right, that whole little spiel that I just, everything I just said right now is these three cards. And I am very grateful to you all. And I'm also grateful to Spirit for this message, because it just gave me the cards of exactly what I just said. So I'm not going to go through it all again. We had the Three of Pentacles when this activated the entire comment that I said. This is about you getting out. This is the Four of Swords in this deck. If you see here, she is resting. She's ignorant to the fact that there are these monster hands coming up. She's unaware of the dangers of her doing so, is what I'm getting now from this deck. Interesting. And that is you being unaware by staying in, not working with others, not cooperating with your own dreams and what you want to establish and what you want to build, is keeping you away. And staying in, it's keeping you, it's pushing you and pulling you further away from attaining it. And this is you making the decision, taking off that blindfold, and look at it, it's red. I love how this blindfold is red. In the Two of Swords. Taking off the blindfold, becoming aware that what you're doing today is not working for you. It's not allowing you to build your dream with the Three of Pentacles. And again, this is you needing other people to achieve this. So this is you, hun. Wake up. No more hibernation. No more waiting for something to come to you. This is you doing your part to get closer to your manifestation. Yeah. Start living the life that you want to now. And that prayer that you sent out, that manifestation, that visualization that you sent out into the universe is out there. Let it go freely with your love, with your desire, with your light, with your intention. And fully believe of the unconditional love the universe has for you, and that it will bring it back to you in ways that are more miraculous and more beautiful than you've imagined. And that's the growth that you are being asked to embark on. And it's a hard one to do. I remember it very well. It's being asked to put faith into something that you are just beginning to believe in. And in some ways know to be true. But our minds and physicality can interfere with that. So you are on a huge growth trajectory, group 2. No matter what you choose, what path you end up going down, know that you are loved no matter what. No matter what you choose to do, you are so unconditionally loved. Even though you may come to really and truly feel that in time, know that I'm sending you all my love, and know that the universe, source, spirit loves you always, even if you don't believe it. So release that control that you want to have over this dream and start living it today. All right, guys. Till next time. Bye. All right, group 3, you're up. If you guys chose the Bumblebee Jasper, this is for you. These readings have been crazy intense. Wow. All right, let's see what we have for you for group 3. What ties are holding you down? Wow, group 3. So I saw in the distance a bridge between 2 mountains. And then the 2 ends of the mountains, right? So then the mountains become like 2 what seem to be women holding either side of like a very large basket, and they were shaking it. Like camaraderie, cooperation, teamwork. And they were shaking it, and then I'm trying to figure out like what is it that they were holding? Like, were there seeds in there, rice, grains, something? And then they would go down to what seemed to be water between them, and one was sitting in the water and one was standing hunched over, and they were cleaning whatever it was with some water in it. And then the other person squatted down also and started cleaning and shaking this very large basket, flat basket. And what was in the basket was light and yellow, and I'm like, were they panning for gold? And then I was pulled out to like several people sitting at like a stone edge with their feet in the water. And then I was being pulled back even further, and then there were several people kind of sitting meditation style in aisles. And I'm like, is this a collective? Is this a cooperation? A co-op of people? Were you panning for gold, and you found gold in your intention? Because we're looking at what ties, what tie is binding you? How are you being bound at this moment? That what you need to do, are you being tethered to other people? Because I said co-op and cooperation, it could have been also a corporation. Like, your success is tied to other people, so that takes the control out of your hands, and that you're trying to find a way to cooperate with other people in order for something to be successful, your business. Very interesting. Okay. Well, let's see what the cards have to tell us. I'm going to put my glasses on so I don't have to do it over and over again. We have friend. Yeah, okay. Is your friend holding you back from you being the leader that you could be? Being as popular as you should be? Like something you started with someone and they're no longer truly in it and you want to take it with you? Or you've been carrying the heavier load in a partnership than this person? Now I'm getting corporation. So cooperation, coalition, corporation, core, C-O-R-P for corporation. The pilgrim, or are you ready to move on from this corporation? But you feel tied to the people. The humorist, number 40. 40, 4 walls, 4 of wands. The refreshing joy, exhilaration, and skills learned from creative play and laughter are their own rewards and can help you solve problems. Oh. This woman has a fountain on her hat with water coming down from the top cup. And her lapels look like wings, like butterfly wings, like you want to fly out of her. It's like you're humoring your friend, but you feel obligated in whatever connection this is to this person or to this group of people, and you're humoring them, but you long to fly away, to set your sights on something bigger, brighter, better for you. But you're so obligated to them because they are your friends, or you've built something with them, and it's time for you to move past that. And you're just trying to maintain and contain all that water from that fountain that you are balancing on your head. And again, you were cleaning out whatever it was in that really big, huge basket, flat basket with that friend. It's like trying to control the water and not lose what's inside that pan. Like you guys tried and panned for gold. And it feels like you did find the gold. It's no longer there. You're ready to move on. Ocean waves and seaside, the sea with the friend. It's very you're emotionally tied to this person. You're emotionally tied to this person, this group of people. Maybe it's a friend group. I'm trying to now like extrapolate other ways this could be affecting you in the 3D. It's like you're emotionally tied to whatever friend, partner, friend group, religious group with all the water and the pilgrim. And it's number 20. That's judgment. Oh, you're worried about their judgment. And maybe you want to leave them and you are worried of their judgment, that you're no longer going to be viewed as one of them, or they're going to look down upon your choices. But I don't feel that as much as you have passed judgment on what you are part of and you no longer want to be part of it, but you have such deep affiliation and connection with whatever group this is. You fill in the blank. That you're having so much difficulty in walking away because of that camaraderie, those lines, those are the ties that you are not able to break just yet, or that's holding you back. Or it could just actually be one person in this corporation, in this group of people, that you feel such an affinity for that you can't break off fully from them because of that one person, that one friend. Oh, to Gaz. Dawn, daybreak, awakening, breakthrough, renewal, the balance point between opposing forces, inner spark, and intuition. That's right under Pilgrim and the water. Oh. You've had a moment of clarity. So Dagaz is that meeting point of day and night. It's that moment when the sun is just about to come through. You've had a moment of clarity that you can no longer sustain where you are because you now know that you need to move on from that. And you may even know where you need to go. You may have a new belief system. You may now have a new moral compass. You may now have met new people that just have inspired you and opened you up to truths or a new lifestyle that you completely identify with now. And you need to leave the past behind and go into the new day. Wow. I love Dagaz. It's one of my favorite runes. And it's that you're in between what you're holding on to and what you're reaching for. Wow. That's the cord. You either will be forced to let go one or the other. And if you let go of your future path where you are being led to, it will bring you back into another cycle. Wow. Okay, let's see what else you have here, hon. Soul radiance. Phoenix rising. Guys. You can only humor them so long. You can only hide your disappointment or the fact that you're no longer, and I just got a big buzz on my phone. You can only hide the fact or the disappointment in what it is that you're leaving behind and that you want to leave behind. This actually is giving you want to be who you authentically are. That's interesting. You want to be who you authentically are. Yeah. You want to be who you authentically are. I'm getting that now. With the Phoenix rising. And this Dagaz may have been something that you learned about your circumstances now. The group of people that you're with now. Something about them doesn't sit well with you anymore. And you know it's time to move. And you can't be who you truly are with them. And it's time for you to, let your freak flag fly. However that applies to you. It's like you long to be something, right? About her lapels being wings of a butterfly. That's how I view them. That's how I view it anyway. And you're like bursting. You're dying to just get out of there. But you need to make the decision to stop humoring them. This could also be, and I'm going to say it, this could also be in our political climate and what's going on in the world. You realizing that you no longer want to stay and be complacent and quiet to belief systems and beliefs that you absolutely don't agree with anymore, and you just can't humor that type of divisive beliefs anymore. Yeah, that's what's coming to me. I could see that. It's like you are like, what am I doing? It's not who I am. It's not who I am anymore, potentially. I need to be and do something else. I need a new group of people that are waiting for me, right? I need to join a collective that represents who I am, that I identify with, and they're out there. That's the tie. And it's very hard to do. Very hard to do. We have the hangman. Absolutely. You now have, and it's underneath the friend, the C. Right. And that's underneath the friend and the C. You see the friend and what this person represents, that group, that corporation, that wherever, whatever, and wherever that it is, wherever or whatever it is, you see them in a different light. With Degas, you've had some truth, even potentially. You found out things about them that just didn't sit well, or you just are like, it's not my cup of tea anymore. You're seeing them with fresh eyes. You're seeing them in a way that you've never seen them before. And you weren't able to, because either, right, this is a skeleton that's was buried in a wall or the floor, I'm not sure. So they're seeing things differently, right? They had a death and rebirth. They're being reanimated. So they're seeing things differently. And you weren't able to see things differently. I go back to the fact that you weren't able to see things differently before because you may have been conditioned that way, or you may have shared some of those beliefs, or you may have really believed in their mission, or they were a different corporation or a different group of people, years ago, but things have changed over time. But today, you now see things differently. I mean, how more poignant is Degas with the hangman? You are now in a position, something happened where you're in a position now where you now see things differently. And that's the tie that you need to break. Oh. The Four of Cups. You didn't want to see them in that way, but you now do. You may have looked the other way. Look at the way she's not even looking at the cup. She's not even looking. She's like, nope. Or you had some internal growth, spiritual growth in identity, and realized you no longer wanted to lie to yourself about fitting in with them anymore. And that for you to be your true, authentic self, you would need to stop humoring them. You would need to stop lying about who you truly are today and move forward in your own truth. And I think the Judgment, definitely, with the Pilgrim and the 20, has kept you from doing this. I think your affiliation, your emotional attachment, definitely, but I think your fear of reprisal or judgment has also been working against you. But I think that you are now, especially with this, I think that you, in your soul radiance with Phoenix Rising, I think that you are, out of all the three groups, you are ready to break this tie. You are ready to cut this last tendril of, I just got the word bondage. You're like, I'm done. I'm ready to do this. It's a lot of work, and that takes a lot of courage. So kudos to you. Wow. We also have the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. They're lighting a candle, but all I saw was dynamite. And it's under Phoenix Rising in the humorist. You are ready to walk out. I can feel it. Yeah, a little bit of like a devil may care attitude. Like you're ready. I can feel that you've reached whatever limit you had that you set for yourself. And you're ready to walk away. And I also think it's in honor and also respect of them as people. Because however this plays out, if this is literally a job, a company that you've built with someone, a corporation that you've worked for a long time that you no longer believe in, if this is a friend group, a family group, a church group, I don't know, whatever this is, you know, they also don't deserve to have a facade of you, a version of you that is not truthful about who you are. They don't. No one does. So it does work in the universe's plan and in spirit's plan for you to be honest, because everyone deserves the honest truth. Yeah. Then we have then we have the death card, just like I said over here. You are ready. You're ready to put an ending to this. You are ready. I am speaking to a collective that has made the emotional decision. I feel empowered and I feel bubbly. Like you're ready to make the decision. There's anticipation, but the fear is gone. You know, if this is a job, in a career, in a company that you've been with for a long time, and I said something about reprisal, you may have been afraid that you would have some kind of retaliation in your industry or, I don't know, amongst other companies in your field. And I don't think that's going to happen. And I also feel like you're empowered to do this no matter what. Like I'm not going to allow you to keep me small or make me feel small. Or I need to be validated for what I bring to the table. I have so many ideas that I need to see come to fruition. And I'm being stifled where I am. Yeah. Then we have, the high priestess. Oh, your intuition. You just know. This is right here on Degas. Yeah, you are within, you're in flow. You are being divinely guided. You are absolutely being divinely guided, and you're picking up on that. And you're accepting those transmissions. You are accepting of that guidance, and you're welcoming it. It's like you know that you are in and on a more righteous path for yourself. The Knight of Swords. What did I just say? You know you have the truth, and you know it, and you're moving forward with it. The Ten of Swords with Death card. Well, this is like the minor arcana death, and here's your death. You're done. What did I say? You're done. Put a fork in it, you're done. I'm not picking up on hard feelings and that it's going to be contentious. I think it's going to be very matter of fact. I do feel that there's disappointment for many of you, if it's really personal, of how things will end and how things can never be the same with certain people in this group. And you're going to have grief regarding that. And I just want you to know that. You know, endings come with grief, and we can't sugarcoat that. There will be growth from it, but there's definitely going to be some grief that will need to be processed. Then you have the Knight of Wands. Oh, hon, you're ready. You are so ready. You're ready to take the reins and just go. You are. The Five of Pentacles. I love the depiction of this Five of Pentacles. And this is with the Knight of Swords. There's a huge crab, right? For like Cancer. And this is really telling you you're not worried about the material. You're worried more about your spiritual and doing what's right for you. It's like, yeah, my friends may change, my family may change, my income may change, my workplace may change, but I know it's what I should do, and I need to go through that growth. You're willing to do it, and you're accepting of it to move forward. Like, you would rather be on the outside, moving down the street to something else, than staying inside that building with those people. It's knowing there's more to life than it's just accepting and complacency and people pleasing. And that your needs matter and they should be met by you first and foremost. Wow. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. And the Fool card. You are no longer holding back and you're going for it. There you go. You know, it's a poppet. It's like what you put and invested in and what you put stock in. Like the powers that you gave this doll, potentially, you now realize it's just a doll and they have no true hold over you. And you are okay. You can leave this security potentially and seek further clarity and happiness and fulfillment on a path that you create for yourself with the Fool card. Wow. Woo. I want to thank you for coming to this video, coming to my channel. It's been amazing to read for you. Your message has been so clear and so beautifully laid out for us. I am very honored and very grateful for that. You guys are ready. You are ready. So I am sending you so much light and love at this time. May help fuel you with the courage and the stamina that you need. And go build the life you want. Go and search for that group of people that you can be your authentic self with. Because we need people and we need others in our lives. And nothing would be better than to be ourselves with those people. So, all my love always. I hope to see you guys again. Till next time.